Little circle first so Henry sits straight. Sit. Good. So you want to be doing little circles with Henry before his sits, because his butt tends to swing out. Also, when he's walking, he tends to pull far out away from you because he's been so used to pulling somebody on a leash for so long. So whenever you turn left into him like that, it draws him back next to you and allows him to sit straight without any forcing. It's just more a body language move there. So he needs to stay seated before I allow him in. See how he's no. If he gets anticipatory like that, close the door and just apply a little bit of pressure. There's no popping or jerking. It's very gentle. He's extremely sensitive. But he needs to know that he has to wait for your permission to go in. No. Every time he makes a mistake, close the door again until he gets it right. Go. Then you can say go. He'll go in there. He loves his crate. Turns around. Hey, buddy. He gets a reward. Good boy. That's why I loves going in there, because good stuff happens in the crate. He gets all his bones and chewies in there. He gets his bowls of food. He gets rewards every time that you go in to take him out or to put him in, or you deal with him taking off his equipment like this. He gets a treat while he's munching on that. You touch his collar and his equipment and makes him feel good about all that and look forward to it. When you take the stuff off, you can hang the prong collar here. Of course, we have the choke chain, which I explained all over on the Fiona video why we do that, so I won't go into that again. You can put that there and put the leash wherever you want. But this, if you hang it from the door, it doesn't get tangled up, and it's so much easier to deal with this way. Now, Henry's been sleeping overnight in the crate every night. He does really well. His routine during the day is just constantly in and out. He might be in for an hour, out for half an hour, in for an hour and a half, out for 25 minutes or an hour. It's just always random, but it's always in this way. He sits, he waits, and we really make him wait like this until he's allowed to go in. We don't usually shoot videos out here. We've just been doing a little bit lately because it's so crowded. We're having work done on the house, but he's not used to going into a crate out here in the yard. He's never done this before, so that's why he kind of had a couple mistakes. But in the house, usually perfect. He waits, you open the door, send him in. It's the same thing when you go to get him out. I always hook him up to his equipment before I have him come out, because he'll wait there calmly for you to just put it on. If you try to put stuff on the dog out, they know you're going for a walk or whatever, you see the leash and the collar and they get crazy and they struggle with them, and that's very bad for the overall relationship between you and the dog, because that's disrespect, and he has to learn to be calm, wait for you to put everything on him, not struggle, not make it tough for you. And if you do it in the crate for a while, he'll get used to you doing it that way, and then later on you can do it outside the crate and he'll be calm as well then. But for a while, I recommend you do this with Henry in the crate. You put on his stuff. I'm going to put on his choke chain first. See how I just drop it through this little ring here? And then of course, it goes like this. So he's facing you, it's going to be on your left, this little ring there. And then I always just put my hand through there with a little reward. He gets his reward, he eats it, and then you slip it over his head like this. Good boy. And then no, if he tries to come out, you say no. Make sure he waits. No. Of course, he has a lot of anxiety, and he's having anxiety about doing this in the crate out in the yard. No. With Henry, very gentle but firm. Here, do you want this or not? It's a treat. There, that's what he wants. Yeah, there you go. Mr. Nervous Boy. But doing these sorts of things, if he's having a little bit of issues, no, with this, then this is a good thing to do, because it's another circumstance where he has to learn no. Here, no, put your head in. Where he has to learn that he's got to wait. If he wants to come out, he needs to wait. And I would recommend you make sure that his head stays all the way in. No. We're not slamming the door in his face. We're just being real consistent and letting him know, no, that you are not going to give in. Good boy. And see, he kind of calmed down. He got a big handful of treats, and now he can move forward as long as he waits to be allowed to come out. Just like with Fiona, it's the same way. Okay, allow him to come out. Do a little left turn here. Make sure the door's closed so he can't run in and out of there. And also, I didn't attach the prong collar to the choke chain, which I've done now. And you can either just walk away with him at that point after you've done your left circle like that, or, okay, if you're going to let him be free in the house, you can come out of the crate, have him sit, and release him from a calm sit stay if you want him just to run around the house. Just like this. Go. And he can be free. Either way, you want to use the crate like that, because with his nervousness issues, his skittishness, and we know that he was rescued from Kuwait, and so I'm sure he went through a lot of stress there, whether he was on the street or owned by somebody. I'm sure that it was a very stressful environment, and probably one of the reasons why he's so skittish and afraid of things now. But you do these things, you'll see him out in public and how much better he is just after a month of doing these exercises. If you keep doing all these things that we show you with the crate and other things, he's going to continue to stabilize more and more and more, and not be so insecure and skittish, and be able to handle a lot more stress than before. Come on, buddy.